As host of The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon is known for his lighthearted celebrity interviews and fun games. But he also has a dark side. From being called out for phoniness to toxic workplace allegations, Fallon's scandalous behavior has gotten him into plenty of trouble. Reports of excessive drinking have dogged Jimmy Fallon for years. That said, it's likely that alcohol was involved when he became involved in a 2014 bar fight. As Page 6 reported, he and a few friends went to grab a few drinks when Fallon apparently clashed with some other bar patrons. A source told the outlet, "There was some hostility from some people at the bar. Jimmy was not the aggressor, but he was caught up in it. It was broken up and Jimmy and his friends immediately left." If Fallon did indeed get into a bar fight, it wasn't the first time. His former SNL co-star and drinking buddy Horatio Sanz confirmed to Vulture, "Yeah, we got in a couple of brawls. I've seen Jimmy clock a few people. Jimmy could fight. I don't know where he learned, but he definitely scrapped with the best of them." The rumors about Jimmy Fallon's drinking escalated in 2015 after the late-night host suffered a series of seemingly freak accidents. The first of these took place in June, when he claimed that he had tripped over a rug at home.
On a braided rug that my wife loves, and I can't wait to burn it to the ground.
While trying to break his fall, his wedding ring caught on something and nearly tore the finger off of his left hand. He underwent emergency surgery that managed to reattach the finger, but took him off the air for 2 weeks. Not long after, while still recovering from his finger injury, he shared a photo of himself on Instagram sitting in a dentist chair. According to Fallon, he chipped his front tooth while attempting to open a jar of scar-reducing gel for his finger. Then, just a few months later, he was at Harvard University when he tripped and fell while holding a bottle of Jägermeister, injuring his right hand. However, a source told People that the accident wasn't Fallon's fault. The host had accidentally tripped over a woman who knelt down in front of him. Fallon didn't notice her before falling. While bad luck could certainly account for that spate of injuries, NBC executives worried that they may have been alcohol-related. An NBC insider told Page 6, "There were fears that Fallon was out of control and something could happen while he's out drinking." As speculation surrounding Fallon's drinking became more pervasive, then NBC Entertainment chairman Bob Greenblatt was asked about those tabloid reports in 2016. However, Greenblatt quickly shut down rumors that the host had a drinking problem. As Entertainment Weekly reported, Greenblatt said, "Fallon doesn't have a drinking problem that any of us know about. He goes out and has fun. He's had some accidents. Aside from that, he's in better shape than he's ever been." For his part, Fallon has adamantly denied the rumors and pointed to his weekly gig on The Tonight Show as proof. He told the New York Times, "I could never do a day-to-day job if I was drinking every night. That's just kicking you when you're down." It's no secret that the presidential campaign of Donald Trump kicked off with controversy.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're bringing crime, they're rapists.
When Trump appeared on The Tonight Show during his 2016 presidential campaign, Fallon famously mussed Trump's hair but failed to ask any questions of substance. When it was all over, Fallon was widely criticized for the interview. For Fallon, the backlash was both unexpected and hurtful. He told The Hollywood Reporter, "It just got bigger and out of control. I saw other comedians from other shows making fun of me on Twitter." In an interview with the New York Times, the comedian confirmed that the message had been received loud and clear. He told the outlet, "They have a right to be mad. If I let anyone down, it hurt my feelings that they didn't like it. I got it." Messing up Trump's hair, Fallon explained, did not come across as he had intended. He said to the New York Times, "I didn't do it to humanize him. I almost did it to minimize him. I didn't think that would be a compliment." Beyond The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon has experienced success by spinning off popular segments from his show into standalone series. These include the NBC hit That's My Jam and Lip Sync Battle for the Paramount Network. In the latter program, celebrities face off against each other in a head-to-head battle, showcasing their dance and lip sync skills. While the show gained popularity with viewers, one person who didn't enjoy Lip Sync Battle was RuPaul. In fact, the drag superstar told Vulture that he felt Lip Sync Battle was a blatant imitation of his own hit reality competition, RuPaul's Drag Race, particularly the elimination tactic, called Lip Sync for Your Life. RuPaul told the outlet, "It's a poor ripoff of our show. Regular straight pop culture has liberally lifted things from gay culture as long as I can remember. And that's fine because guess what? We have so much more where that comes from. Take it." As host of The Tonight Show, Fallon tries to make his guests shine. Still, there have been times when Fallon has taken that impulse a bit too far, resulting in some awkward television moments. For example, there was the time that Fallon told guest Rami Malek that if he'd only had his contact info, he would have called him a gazillion times to compliment him on his Bohemian Rhapsody performance. So when Malek told the host that he did have his email and phone number, Fallon responded,
That's true, but I decided to not call you.
Then there was his interview with Joaquin Phoenix, where Fallon jokingly announced that he would be calling the actor Walk because Joaquin was too long a word to say.
I feel like you can
I see how you save a little
do a
energy.
monologue every night.
Of course, no guest made Fallon squirm more than comedian Martin Short, who hilariously called him out as a showbiz phony.
But this is the greatest show on television because there is no host in late night that pretends to care the way you do.
Short's fellow guest, Steve Martin, then jumped in to praise Fallon for the clean image he has maintained.
I suggest that whatever you're paying the National Enquirer, you should double it.
When Fallon welcomed social media star Addison Rae to The Tonight Show for a demonstration of TikTok dance moves, he was unprepared for the firestorm of criticism it would unleash. Fallon and Rae were hit with backlash over the spectacle of a white person performing dances created by black TikTokers, without crediting them for the choreography. One person wrote on X, "I think black creators should just stop creating content for like a good 6 months and just observe what these people come up with." Another X user wrote, "All of these dances are made from black creators, yet they have this white girl in the spotlight taking credit. Shameful." Fallon responded to the backlash in a subsequent episode, addressing the controversy by interviewing the TikTok personalities who actually created those dances.
So right now, some of the creators will join me to talk about how their dance went viral and then perform the dance themselves.
Meanwhile, Rae also responded, telling TMZ that failing to recognize the dance's creators wasn't purposeful. Rae told the outlet, "I think they were all credited in the original YouTube posting, but it's kinda hard to credit during the show." In 2021, an anonymous woman identified as Jane Doe filed a lawsuit claiming that former Saturday Night Live cast member Horatio Sanz had sexually assaulted her in the late 1990s when she was just 17 years old. According to her lawsuit, the plaintiff was an SNL superfan who attended numerous show tapings and even managed to gain entrance to the show's famed after-parties. She later amended her suit to include additional defendants who witnessed and allegedly enabled the inappropriate relationship: SNL creator Lorne Michaels and former cast members Tracy Morgan and Jimmy Fallon. In the initial claim, the alleged victim shared her recollections of Sanz grooming her from age 15 and later touching her sexually without her consent in May 2002. Sanz denied the lawsuit story, with his lawyers refuting her claims as categorically false. Sanz ultimately settled the suit. Fallon has never publicly commented on the accusations or his role in what allegedly took place. When members of the Writers Guild of America voted to go on strike in May 2023, late-night programs immediately went dark since the shows are mostly written by WGA members. The Tonight Show was among them, and Jimmy Fallon joined his fellow late-night hosts in paying writers from their own pockets during the strike.
You know, they got to get a fair deal. So, yeah, I'll do whatever I can to support them.
While the other late-night hosts continued to contribute to their writing staff's salaries, things changed at Fallon's flagship. In mid-May of that year, The Tonight Show staffer Sarah Kobos tweeted, "This Friday is our last day of pay. We non-union staff who aren't writers will be put on an unpaid leave of absence during the strike. Meanwhile, I hear folks at Late Night with Seth Meyers and The Late Show with Stephen Colbert will continue to be paid." According to Fox News, representatives for both NBC and Fallon declined to comment. Later in the strike, Fallon linked up with his fellow temporarily unemployed hosts, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, and John Oliver, to launch their Strike Force 5 podcast. Proceeds from the 12-episode series benefited the writing staffs of their respective shows. The strike ended on September 27, 2023, and The Tonight Show returned soon after that October.
I got no show without my writers.
In September 2023, Rolling Stone published a shocking exposé containing scorched earth allegations about Fallon and the behind-the-scenes turmoil of The Tonight Show. Several current and former employees shared their experiences, claiming that Fallon's behavior encouraged a toxic workplace. One ex-staffer went so far as to call the environment a nightmare, with designated rooms that employees could cry in. Another former employee claimed that everybody walked on eggshells around Fallon, who was described as temperamental and spoiled. One former employee claimed, "You never knew which Jimmy we were going to get and when he was going to throw a hissy fit." According to those claims, Fallon's mood would set the tone for everyone else, who was forced to suffer when he wasn't in a good one. An NBC spokesperson responded to the publication's allegations, saying, "As in any workplace, we have had employees raise issues. Those have been investigated and action has been taken where appropriate." The day after that bombshell Rolling Stone article came out, Fallon reportedly spoke to his staff via a Zoom meeting. As reported by Deadline, the host said to his staff during the call, "I'm sorry if I embarrassed you. I never set out to create that type of atmosphere at the show. I think sometimes I'm working with the best of the best. You guys are the top of the game." While Fallon addressed the allegations with his staff, he did not do so publicly. When asked specifically about the Rolling Stone allegations by Page Six while attending a Broadway opening, he completely sidestepped the question. Fallon's refusal to apologize publicly irked those former staffers who had spoken out. One of those ex-employees told Rolling Stone, "I don't know what the full apology was like because I wasn't there, so it's great if people who still work there got some closure out of it. But as someone who was not spoken to, it's hard for me to feel like there's any closure." If you or anyone you know has been a victim of sexual assault, help is available. Visit the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network website or contact RAIN's National Helpline at 1-800-656-HOPE 4673.